Welcome back. It is Saturday, November 9th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. If you are new, my name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. We begin the day talking about how we did the previous day. And man, I was borderline crash out last night. It was a good day though, 4-3. But man, I almost threw something and punched some holes in the wall. We had SJ's over in points, a 1.5 unit play, a winner. Bam Adebayo almost caused me to crash out. He had 15 at halftime. We had to sweat till the final 3 minutes. I don't know what the heck he was doing. Whatever. We had our Gobert same game parlay, pretty sweat free. Hornets plus 7.5. A great read from Logan. They won by 20. We'll take that. The reason I almost crashed out, Luka over in points. He had 30 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Surely he scores one more. No, he hooks us. We have 30.5. Painful. We had Cam Johnson's under, of course, to take it under. Guy can't miss. And then Logan's other pick, Blazers, Timberwolves under. If you watch that game, the live bet was 208 in the first quarter. Of course, they soar over because garbage time guys play pickup basketball. Either way, hey, we'll dive in. A profitable day. We'll take it. We're not going to complain. I'm just telling you guys the luck's eventually going to go our way, and that's when the heater will begin. And hopefully it starts today with a 3-0 card. I'm going to dive into the picks. There is a college football video live on the channel. You can go check that out. We'll have some NFL videos live later on today. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. First pick of the day, we're going to the highest total on the board. Hawks versus Bulls. I have no idea who wins or covers in this game. All I know is there's going to be points, and that's why I like this guy. Jalen Johnson over 4.5 assists for 1 unit at plus 105 on DraftKings. Also taking him for a quarter unit and him to get 6 or more assists at plus 200 on FanDuel. I considered going to 7+, but the only book with 7 was Bet365. That was plus 400. I don't hate that either, but I really like Jalen Johnson to be dishing the rock to his teammates today. And if you only have individual lines at 4.5, I'd still play that for 1 unit, probably at about minus 125. If it goes any higher than that, probably would not take it. But why do I like Jalen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks? I'll talk about why. Obviously, the Hawks are missing a bunch of key guys in there. We'll see if DeAndre Hunter comes back, but Bogdan Bogdanovic is still out. The backup point guards are still out. So really, you've seen when Trae Young's not on the court, Jalen Johnson is kind of running point guard for this team. And obviously, that would be great for us because we want him to have the ball in his hands, dishing it to his teammates. And this is an electric matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Now, last night, I don't know what happened with him. He only had 1 assist. I don't know if he had 12 potential assists. Guys just weren't making shots for him. I don't know. I don't have projected or advanced numbers for that game. But if you look at Jalen's last 4 games, excluding last night, so technically look at the last 4, but we're only keeping last 5, only keeping the data of the last 4. He's had 7, 4, 8, and 9 assists. He's averaged 12 potential assists on 74 made passes per game. Now, obviously, a made pass does not equal an assist. He could throw it to his teammates as much as he wants. If they're not shooting the ball, we're not getting assists. But back at home, I love this spot for him. He's had the ball in his hands a ton, and he's passed it to his teammates. And really all he's surrounded by is a lot of catch and shoot guys, especially when he plays with the second unit. Again, a great matchup for him. The Bulls, second most assists per game allowed in the NBA. They allow the most field goals made, field goals attempts, and the highest field goal percentage in the restricted area, aka Vucevic. He ain't blocking anyone. He ain't playing any paint defense. So if Jalen Johnson drives, which he does lead the Hawks in drives, or is right up there with Trae Young, he could potentially dish it off to guys like Capella, Onyeka Okongwu, Larry Nance Jr. I think he's going to have a bunch of easy assist opportunities for a high conversion rate. So again, I really like this spot. The Bulls have faced 14 players this season that have had 10 or more potential assists. And I just said the last 4 games, he's averaging 12. 13 of the 14 had 5 or more assists. 10 of the 14 had 6 or more. So I like this spot for Jalen Johnson. I think he's going to have a lot of passes to open teammates. Just need them to knock down some shots. Back at home, the highest total on the board at 239. They're clearly expecting points, and I think Jalen Johnson, he could score a bunch of points, but I also think he'll be facilitating for his teammates. So give me his over 4.5 assists for plus money for 1 unit, and also a little bit of a sprinkle on the 6+ assists for just 1 more at plus 200. I think is well worth it given his role right now in this Hawks offense. But I'm going to throw it to Logan. He's got a spread pick for you all. I'm pretty sure he has sworn off totals after what's happened the past few, but he's got an electric spread pick. Logan, I'll let you take things away. Where are you rolling to?
I indeed have sworn off totals. Brutal. But our spread pick winner was a winner last night. Let's have another one. And I'm taking the Raptors plus 7.5. Minus 116 odds on FanDuel is your best value. Now, the Raptors are one of the elite teams this season when it comes to ATS. Record-wise, straight up 2-7. That's nasty. But against the spread is what we care about because you know what? I'm taking them with the points in this spot. Toronto 7-2 overall against the spread, 3-1 against the spread on the road. So they've shown to be a decent team in this scenario, and that's what we find them today. There's also a chance we could get Emmanuel quickly back today. So I'm taking this key number in case it increases. I've talked several times about the key numbers, but essentially, if you're getting the 7.5, you're covering all your bases as far as key numbers go. for win margin there. The Clippers, on the other hand, if we're comparing them, they're 6-3 against the spread, but they're coming in this game on 0 rest. So far, they're 1-1 against the spread on 0 rest. Curious when we get more of a sample size as the season goes on, how that turns out. But to me, it's hard to trust a team like the Clippers with James Harden on a back-to-back. Call me a hater alert. I've just bet the Clippers before on a back-to-back with Harden, and sometimes I get little effort from Harden. It is what it is there, but the Raptors' main method of covering these games has been great offense. 6th in points per game, 8th in pace, 8th in field goal percentage. Again, you're facing the tired legs are on the Clippers side. How will they be able to defend a team that plays up-tempo and that just attacks the basket like the Raptors do? I think the Raptors are just going to hang around in this game. Clippers, by comparison, offensively not as elite. 23rd in points per game, 27th in pace. So they want to slow it down, and they do not want to go basket for basket like the Raptors will be wanting to. I think quickly would further help this Raptors offense team, and it would help them push the pace. Not banking on him playing as he is a game time decision, but RJ and Grady Dick. Yeah, I love Grady Dick. Both those guys are definitely going to show up and help us cover for the Raptors. Give me the Raptors plus 7.5. Love that as my favorite spread pick of the day. Austin, throwing it back to you though.
I actually almost took Grady Dix over in points tonight. Love his matchup. So hopefully he turns green tonight. Okay, let's dive into our final pick of the day. It's going to be Lauri Markkanen over 18.5 points at minus 120 on Bet365. I also like this at 19.5. Realistically, if Markkanen's putting up 19 points, he's probably getting you 20. Now, if you've been back in Markkanen this season, you might be poor, as he's kind of had a really weird start to his season, and he did ruin one of our ladder challenges and our streak bet. I still won't forgive him for that, but I can maybe get closer to forgiveness if he can cash for us tonight and get us a 20 piece. Now, Markkanen, like I said, a weird season so far. He's averaging just 16 points per game. He's over in only 1 of 5 games. Now, you look at his misses, 2 blowouts, 1 injury game, we know that, and 1 game he shot for 15. So can I blame him if it's a blowout? Maybe. He could have done a better job at keeping the game close. Injury game, I can't do anything there. He did return in his last game. It was another blowout to the Bucks. Again, there's nothing you can do about blowouts. Now, on the road in San Antonio, call me a hater, Spurs, even though they'll get Devin Vassell back, I don't see them blowing out any team. This Spurs team, they're pretty dang bad. So I just think this is a tight game. And if it's tight, we should get Lowry in for his normal complement of minutes. And hopefully he's making some shots here. Also, this is a great matchup for him. He is absolutely destroyed. His last 6 games for San Antonio, he's averaging 28 points per game. He scored 25 plus in every single game. His last year versus Wembanyama, 25, 26, and 31 points. So been a really good matchup for him. And that's because the Spurs give up a lot of outside shooting, which is where Lauri Markkanen does the majority of his damage. He does get to the free throw line. That's another primary method of scoring. The Spurs haven't given up a ton of free throws this year, but still, he could find a way. And the Spurs, like I said, they struggle on the outside. Why? Because Wembanyama is down low. They're kind of like, all right, fine, go try to take a shot at the hoop, see what happens. Because Wemby's there to probably contest it or have a very tough shot or even block it if that's the case. But like I said, the Spurs, 4th highest 3-point percentage on catch and shoot threes, 3rd highest on above the break 3-pointers. Why is that important? Last year, Markkanen averaged 6.5 above the break 3-point attempts and 7.4 catch and shoot 3-point attempts per game. That's his bread and butter. That's what he does. He gets to the top of the key. He shoots the 3 ball. That's where we've seen him dominate, and that's where he dominated this Spurs team. And again, they're going to need his outside shooting against a team with Wembanyama down low. This is not a game that you score a ton of points per game in the paint versus the Spurs, which is not really where Markkanen does a ton of his damage. Almost 50% of his points come from above the break at the top of the key. I just don't love the matchup for some of his other teammates, but I think this is a great spot to back him in a bounce back spot where I honestly think he's going to have to score 20 plus if they're going to keep this game competitive, given the matchups for the other guys. So Markkanen, I love his over in points. I need it. I need a winner there. I need Jalen Johnson to dish out 6 assists, and I need the Raptors to cover plus 7.5. And I certainly think that is a 3-0 card. Let's have a day. Let's go 3-0. Let's bounce back. Not really bounce back since we had a winning day yesterday, but let's just forget about that day with Luka and how bad that beat was. Eventually, this luck is going to go our way. So this is a 3-0 card. Let's dive in. I'll have some NFL videos live later on today, so tap into those. And like I said, there'll be a college football video already live. You can check it out. It should be linked somewhere on the screen right now. Have a great Saturday. Good luck. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys back tomorrow with a much bigger slate and hopefully bringing out the brooms. See you then. Peace.